The Storm Collectibles Baki line has started off hot with a Baki, a Yujiro, another Baki, another Yujiro, and can you guess what the next figure they released was? If you said another Baki, then you are correct. Yeah, that's right, the Hanmas have dominated the start of this line. Now, I'm not complaining as they are the peakest of peak figures, but the series has so many other cool characters to offer. So, many of us were eagerly anticipating the first non-Baki and Yujiro release in this line. And we got that with Doppo Orochi. Yeah, I know. They did Doppo before Jack, Pickle, and Oliver, which was very unexpected and disheartening to many. But hey, I can't say I'm fully upset though, because after getting this guy in hand and posing him around, I gotta say it's a really damn great release. But of course, before we talk about the figure, let's take a look at its packaging. It's really clean and done the same way as the others from the line, with the blurred arena background and cool promo artwork of the character, which does have Bro's huge ass toe out, like damn. Also, the only issue with this promo is that it covers up a little too much of the figure, as we can't see much of Doppo. At least we can see his bald head. Then, the top of the box has a Baki logo, each side of the box shares the same design, just as his promo art of Doppo, then the bottom of the box has warnings and stuff, and lastly, the back of the box shows off the figure really damn well and showcases everything you need to know about the product. All in all, the packaging is really nice, so let's now fully take a look at the figure. Much like the other releases in this line, this guy's amazing and is everything you'd want for a Doppo Orochi figure. Starting off with his appearance, they nailed it. This figure is like if you literally grabbed Doppo from the series and plopped him on your desk. The likeness is that great and his proportions are really good as well. Doppo has that more buff, stocky build and this figure reflects that well. Also, they made sure to make Bro's feet pretty stocky, which is funny but accurate. Then his gi is great as it's all cloth. It looks good and fits his body really well and isn't oversized or too tight. Also, I like the fact that there is wiring in the top so you can adjust it and have it fit him better or use it in poses. And then with his belt, it comes untied so you do have to tie it. I used this tutorial and it seemed to work pretty well. And once you do tie it, you don't have to ever retie it as you can just slide it on and off when you want to, as the belt is made of elastic material, so that's good. Now, I do have some issues with the soft goods as there is some excess stitching and loose strings in some areas. It's not awful, but it definitely doesn't look great in my opinion. Also, the fact it's white, which is not Storm's fault, that's just how it's designed, but I know it's going to be an issue because it's going to stain so much. So be careful and make sure your hands are clean when handling the figure. Now, he didn't come with his gi on. In fact, it came in a separate bag. But I figured I'd talk about him in this attire first, since that is his main look. And I say main look because you can have different looks with this guy. Like, you can have him shirtless with his pants on, which looks great, or you can have him fully stripped down into his tiger thong. Yeah, they gave Bro his tiger thong. They did it well though, as it's painted clean and stuff, plus it's better than just having the cheeks out like Baki. Now, I know some of y'all are distracted by the thong, and that has your attention, but what actually has my attention is the beautiful freaking sculpt work this guy has. I mean, it's awesome. This figure is literally sculpted to be ripped and jacked as fuck, like how Doppo's supposed to be. Bro's like a professional bodybuilder and could win the Mr. Olympia looking like this. And what really makes these muscles pop so much more is the finish and shade on them. It's beautiful and is so freaking awesome. This is what I love to see on figures. Beautiful shading, and Storm shows how if done properly, can really level a figure's look up and make it look so much more premium. Now, sadly, there are a few blemishes in an area that has paint chippage, but these areas are pretty minor and they really don't bother me. So overall, the look of this figure is straight up awesome and is honestly so damn amazing in my opinion. And then looking at his accessories, he comes with a good selection. He first comes with 4 interchangeable head sculpts. He has a neutral resting face head, a teeth smirking head, a teeth gritted face head that has a whited out eye, and an angry yelling face head. Good selection are all done great. Like, the likeness is spot on, the sculpt work is awesome, and the paintwork and shading is amazing, and all these things combined really make these head sculpts as peak as what they are. And then he comes with 6 pairs of interchangeable hands. 2 fisted hands, 2 holding something hands, and he comes with like 4 pairs of open hands. Now these all aren't the same hands as the finger position is different, and I honestly just have them all lined up like this because I really don't know how to describe them since they are all fairly similar. Though, of course, I know they have their purposes, like these 2 can be used for this pose, while these hands can be used for this. So it is cool that they made the hands like this to his iconic poses more accurately. And then also with the accessories, I guess we can include the gi, though it is his main attire, so should it be counted? I don't know, I'll let y'all judge that. But that is it for the accessories. Honestly, typical from this line to only come with heads and faces with the exclusion of the EEs. Which, I mean, I'm not complaining, as Doppo comes with everything you need to have fun with this figure. so I would say they are good, though an effect piece of some sort would have still been cool. And then moving on to his articulation, it's pretty good for our Storm Collectibles as he can hit some cool poses, but it is limited in some areas. Starting off with the head range, it's pretty good. He can look surprisingly far upwards, pretty far downwards, gets good side-to-side motion, and has fine all-around tilt. Also, if this is your first time seeing a Storm figure, well, they do tend to have soft rubber torsos, and the neck joint is typically hidden in it, so that's why you don't see it. Then for the arms with the top on, they go up about this far, which isn't bad. But sadly, I don't recommend pushing it past this because the shoulder will pop out of the socket fairly easily if you do try, so please be careful. And then without the top, they get about the same range. Also, with the top on, the arms can move fairly well going forwards and backwards, but the jacket definitely does limit it some, as without it, they can fully go around. Then for the butterfly joint, he has one, but with the top on, it's not going far at all, which does sink. And it's like this going backwards as well. Not good. But with the jacket off, it does get more range and allows arms to get much closer together going forwards, but backwards is still about the same. Also, like how the shoulders pop off if you push them too far going upwards, the same can be said if you try to push a butterfly joint too far, so be careful there as well. Then he has a bicep swivel that works pretty much the same with the top on or off, and then he has the same elbow range with the top on or off as well. It bends slightly past 90 degrees and does get more range because of his bulky muscles. And at his wrist, they get good movement and I have no issues with them. Then for his torso articulation, with the gi on, it can move around fairly well, like it gets good all around tilt, gets a little bit of forwards crunch and a little bit of backwards crunch, and it's fairly limited turning side to side. And then with it off, the range is pretty similar, with the only thing that mainly gets better range is side to side motion. Then at the waist, it moves well all around, and combined with upper torso joint, allows the figure to get this much total forwards crunch, which isn't that bad. And then for an area that I feel like some are curious about with the clothes on, is leg articulation. First, here's the range kicking forwards, and I think it's pretty good. And the same can be said for the backwards motion as well as outwards. Not bad at all. And it's honestly pretty much the same range with the pants off, with the only area that's a little bit better is the outwards range. Then he has a thigh swivel, which is something that a lot of Storm figures don't get, and I'm glad he has it as it does help and works well. Also, I really appreciate the way it's cut. It's not ugly or anything, so that's good. Then the knees are double jointed and can bend past 90 degrees with the pants on or off. Then he gets good ankle articulation as the feet go up and down fine and gets a pretty good ankle rocker, though you gotta mess around with it some to get the most range with it. And then he has a toe joint. So overall, his articulation is pretty decent, and I'm glad the clothes don't hinder it too much. Though of course you can definitely pose them easier and better with the clothes off, it's still nice that the poses you can hit with the clothes on can still be good. Also, sadly, while I'm recording this, I have noticed some paint chippage on the knee joint, and yeah, that definitely stinks. Like, that just doesn't look good, so I wish it wasn't like that. So be careful when moving the knees, I'd say, because I really don't know how to combat this. So yeah, it stinks. But other than that, the articulation is still good, so let's now do some figure comparisons. Doppo scales and looks nice next to the other figures from this line. Now, I tried to look up his height and stuff to see if it's accurate, and it sorta is. This right here says Doppo's like 4 inches taller than Baki, I think, and the figures are sorta like this. Of course, this Baki, in my opinion, is oversized, or at least I think, because we got this face-off between the two in the series, and Baki's bigger. But then we got them each side by side with Yujiro, and Doppo's taller in comparison, so I don't even know. I like to think Doppo being a tiny bit taller than Baki, and they did that, so it works with me. And then, here he is next to Yujiro. I think the scale is great. Then here he is next to the Storm Collectibles King and Ashura figures. Here he is next to Storm Collectibles Luke. Here he is next to the Planet Toys Yujiro Hama. Here he is next to SHB Arts Luffy and Zoro. Here he is next to SHB Arts Gon to Killua. Here he is next to King Gojo. Here he is next to Demonaco Fit Goku. And to keep the trend going, here he is, once again, next to Storm Collectibles Yujiro Hama. So, to wrap up my thoughts about this figure, I gotta say it's another great release from Storm. It's everything you'd want in a Doppo Orochi action figure. It looks awesome as fuck. Like, the sculpt work and finish is just exquisite, and the fact that we can have many different looks with him is peak. Then the head and hand selection is great, and the poseability for a Storm Collectibles figure is pretty good. Now, it's not crazy, but it gets the job done. So yeah, once again, Storm killed it with this line, and I recommend this figure to any Baki fan. Hobby Genki should be getting theirs in soon, and I'll link it in the description below. And y'all better cop, because I heard if Doppo sells well, then we can get more figures. And we definitely need more, because we need Jack, Pickle, Oliver, and so many more. At least we do have Hanayama coming up next in a Storm Arena line, and will probably be the next mainline figure if I had to guess. And I'm fine with that. But after that, hopefully it's Jack, because that'd be sick. But shit, y'all let me know who y'all would like to see next. That's the end of this one, guys. I really appreciate the support from every single one of you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see all y'all in the next one. Peace.